Good evening. Something a little bit different this evening. Something that I thought some people might find amusing. I certainly do. I crack myself up. What we're looking at tonight is an idea that came into my head when I heard the report that Donald Trump had, out of the blue, decided that he was going to attack South Africa. It seems that he thinks that he didn't have enough to do attacking Mexico, Canada, China, Greenland, the European Union. In any event, I heard this last night on the radio, and the sad and immediate conclusion that Trump's interest in South Africa comes from a pro-apartheid Elon Musk was almost immediate. So that got me thinking about what Trump might do to try to blackmail South Africa into reinstating apartheid. Then I found this article. Now, this isn't an idea that I've picked up from reading articles, but I thought I had to pay credit where it's due because this is a very competent and sensible encapsulation of what Trump is actually doing to gold as a commodity in global markets. Because while I think it might be a moot question whether or not Donald Trump is stupid enough to think that he can put a tariff on South African gold, the essential theme of this little presentation is that Trump is going to have a very significant effect on the market for gold, and consequently, and very importantly for Australian investors, on the price of gold stocks. The fundamental argument that is investigated by Colin Hay in this article is that whilst most transfers of physical gold are completely notional, they all take place on a computer, there are some reasons why physical gold is actually shipped around the world. So what's happening at the moment is that, how do I put this? In the perception of someone with Trump's grasp of the way things actually work, he might think that someone is importing gold into the United States, whereas what's actually happening is that people who own the gold are bringing the gold back into the United States from where they have had it in safe storage. Here is the key take from that article. Impacted by a surge in the value of the US dollar after the confirmation of tariffs over the weekend, the gold price dropped to around US $2,795 early on Monday Asian trading. The essential point that I'm making in this video is that whilst I doubt that Trump has a cogent understanding of the effect that tariffs are going to have generally, let alone on the price of gold, a lot of people around him certainly do understand. Now, the fundamentally significant thing about the price of gold is its historical relationship with the value of the US dollar. Physical gold and the US dollar are the two primary economic safe havens of the modern world. In times of geopolitical stress, depending upon exactly what is going on, either people with the money to need a safe haven resort to buying physical gold, or they resort to buying US dollars. What you see here, obviously enough, in gold is the price of gold relative to the value of the American dollar. When the dollar is down, gold is up. When the dollar is up, gold is down. And what we see here is the recent surge in the price of gold, which was directly related to the decline in the US dollar, in the value of the US dollar, arising from the Biden administration's work to lower inflation in the United States. Now, this is a fairly long story to try and encapsulate in a couple of minutes, but what happens when inflation occurs in the United States economy is that it drives up interest rates. If interest rates go up, then bond rates go up. If bond rates go up, then holding assets in the form of American dollars through buying American Treasury bonds becomes an exceptionally good safe haven. And what you see here is essentially the effect of, this is the effect of Trump from 2017 through to 2020. Then the Biden administration comes in, and as a result of the various supply chain issues that COVID gave rise to, because a lack of supply is key to driving up inflation. Inflation went up, the US dollar went up, and the value of gold came down. When it looked like inflation was under control, the value of gold started to go up, and people who held gold stocks in Australia were very happy. Here is my favourite Australian gold stock, Evolution. This is the recent chart, and you can see the growth that we experienced last year. Trump gets in, people start worrying about things like inflation, things like the effect of all of Trump's policies on the geopolitical scene. And what we're seeing here is the uncertainty that is essentially the essence of the Trump administration is leading people to resort to gold as a safe haven. The essential theme of this video is that this is going to be short-lived because Trump's tariffs are going to drive up inflation in the United States. It's already happened. As inflation goes up, interest rates go up. As interest rates go up, then the American dollar goes up. As the American dollar goes up, the value of gold comes down. As the value of gold comes down, the value of gold stocks comes down with it. Now, my theory, to explain a lot of the antics of Donald Trump, is that he saw Goldfinger, one of the first Bond villains, at a very impressionable age. I remember seeing Goldfinger when I was much younger than Trump was when he would have seen it. I think Trump's obsession with gold might have started here, particularly with this scene. Goldfinger takes revenge on the world by covering it in a thin patina of gold leaf or gold paint. the signature look of the Trump empire. So here's the question. Do you think Donald Trump is stupid enough to think that he can put a tariff on South African gold? It's a question for you. I think you might know the answer I would give. Anyway, meant to be an amusement, but if you hold gold stocks, be aware of what's coming. And here's the disclaimer.